enjoying life and going with the flow.
All right.
um, which has always been fun, and more matches are coming later this year as well. I think that's one thing we've been talking about. Training's still very good. Training at the NFW Academy, New Force Wrestling Academy, it's been really fun. I've actually been taught a couple of classes, which is always good fun as well. And then yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I think that's all really. Like, it's just been very busy with work as normal, but also with this as well. But like, yeah, just been again. Like, I think we talk about having fun doing these sort of stuff. So yeah, it's just good. Still having fun doing them. What about yourself, mate? What about your side since we last talked?
Uh, Same thing, different day. I haven't
Yeah.
made as much progress with my film as much as I'd like,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
um, but I'm still, slowly but surely making some, headway with it.
Mm.
And tomorrow I'm dedicating some time to, to focus more onto that. But, for now, I've just been focusing on to, you know, doing more theme songs and then
Nice.
creating the cartoon and
Awesome.
just going from there. But yeah. So
Cool.
what matches have you had since then?
See, last time we spoke, I think one of them I think is like in my head, like, oh, this stands out the most. So one weekend actually, I did two matches in Wales, which is next to England. For those with no geography, it's right next to England, but it's a 4 hour drive to get there.
Oh wow.
And yeah, but luckily, I was in the passenger seat.
Okay.
And
That's a lot
so
easier.
just I was on the radio and stuff, I guess. But
Nice.
yeah, so excuse me. So hang on. So me and my friends, we got invited to do. It's called Wrestle Party. So there's this one company in the UK. You can hire them for like one of your birthday parties, and they'll do like a wrestling show, which is always good fun. And it's always good fun because like half of the people there aren't wrestling fans, or like or the other half are wrestling fans. So you can just focus more on like having good fun and stuff. Like for example, I come out to YMCA
Hmm.
in those sort of stuff because everyone know the YMCA
Right, right,
dance, and
right.
it's really good fun to do, and it gets the crowd involved. So
So
we didn't want.
I don't want to, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but you just
Oh,
gave
yeah,
me a
sure.
brilliant idea for you.
Yeah.
So what would be really cool is creating a song like, you know how you spell out party when you're doing your move?
Ah,
Instead of
okay, yeah.
YMCA, PARTY could be
Oh,
in
right.
the song. And
Okay.
I'm going to work on something for you. If you don't get a song from me, like by today,
Mm,
like definitely get at me.
okay.
All right. Back to what you were saying. I'm sorry about that.
Cool. No, cool. I mean, that's interesting. I like it. So yeah, it was. So yeah, and that's the sort of thing we do at those shows. So we did a wrestle party in Cardiff, and we also spent the night in Cardiff as well because the show finished late. There's no point in driving back. Finished
Right.
late, but on the next day, on a Sunday, um, I knew a promoter in Wales called Exposure. Exposure Wrestling, which I had wrestled for them before in a battle royal, and it was good fun. The venues look big as well; it's a very cool venue. And he said they do like a seminar on a Sunday, and then they do the show on the Sunday as well. And I went, okay. Sorry, excuse me, got really bad cough at the moment.
No worries.
And the seminar was done by Saxon Huxley, who is he did a bit of NXT UK. He's now doing some work in Japan. Like he's really been like around and stuff.
Out there. Yeah.
But he's been like it was really good learning from him, and I got to learn some new routines that I'd never thought about before. And I was actually able to do one of the routines he showed onto that show as well. And it was all good fun to do those. And yeah, it was just really good fun, a good way to learn. And on the show, the promoter knew me. He knew me when I was doing Portugal. He came along as well. And he put me in a tag team match. It was me and 2K versus this guy named Aaron Steele and Ryan Stevenson. I've never worked with any of these three. The only one I knew closely was Aaron Steele because we'd done shows before but never face each other. We always have like talks and stuff. He's a very great guy. He's a very lovely guy. And by the way, I recommend following him because he is like he's just like a generic superstar. No, that's what I say. He is built to be a wrestler. That's the
All
probably
right.
the best way to say. Like he is athletically good. one of the greatest guys, really cool guy, and he does stuff like effortlessly, so like it's really cool seeing that, and it was really cool working with him in that tag team match. Ryan is the big villain, but Aaron's the biggest face, and Aaron's under contract, so he can't hit Ryan. So this is what I was all learning from that promotion, that they had a big storyline there. And me and 2K, we were just two big characters come together as one, and then we're gonna have a tag team match. And that was really fun. I just followed because 2K is like a regular at Exposure, and I just followed his lead, especially when we were doing the entrances. And I think beforehand we were talking about Jey Uso, and for fun we just started doing yeeting with his music, and the crowd got into it as well. Everyone in the crowd started doing this as well, which was always good fun.
Nice.
And we got told like we had a good pop now, but unfortunately I couldn't stay long on that show because by the time we finished the match, it was around about like 7:30 p.m. and I had to go all the way back to London because all my mates who I travel with are already gone now. They didn't stay for the seminar or anything. They wanted to go back home. I had to get trained all the way back to London, which meant like, I got back, just around about 10 p.m. or 11 o'clock or something. So it was, it was one of those achievements in my head going like, I can't believe I've done this. Like I've done, a showing on Saturday, spend the night at Cardiff, do the seminar, and then do a show, and then got back into London. Like in my head's going like I'd never done something like um consecutive like that, and a very busy for especially in this industry. But I'm glad that I did do it. 'Cause I got to learn a lot and have this whole experience. And I hope you do Exposure again because it's a really good show there, and the people that wrestle really are really nice as well. So I want to continue on doing that, but getting there too. But obviously, it's a long journey, so we need to sort out dates and stuff. But other than that, it is great fun. And the seminars they do there are like loads of professionals, and they always keeps changing. So it's good to learn something new from someone else as well. So that's the one that's been in my head when it comes to like shows. Another match I've done recently was for New Force Wrestling. Was against my against Richie Delight, and that was a really good fun one as well because it was the opening match in our new location for the second time. So we usually do a place called Ivor, but now we're doing a new place now called Stanwell. And Stanwell's like the newer, not well, we are still doing Ivor, but like it's like the second venue now, and it's called. We're doing another show there, and we open it, and we just try to get the crowd going into this one. And I learned a lot more in that match because we always talk about hope spots. Do you know what we mean by hope spots?
No, what does that mean?
So it's when it's during the time where the bad guy is beating up the face. It's when the face might fight back. So like for example, let's say for example, Roddy Piper the heel puts Bret Hart in the sleeper hold, but Bret Hart is fighting back and he's like punching to get out of the sleep hole. That's like a hope spot. It's like he's not dead yet. Like he's not finished. So they're still
Okay.
liking the good guy. That's what we call hope spots. And
Okay. So for the storyline purpose of it, it's like splitting it up for the comeback.
yes, that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Mm. Yeah, exactly. Before the comeback. So like it's trying to build up, but of course, every time it's fighting, the bad guy beats him down, the heel takes him down again, and then he do a bit more. And that's always and we always learn it from like a specific scenario, like like I said, like from a submission or from a corner, but we never do like organically. And that was my coach, Richie, who was also my coach. He was trying to get across that, like, we got to try and do it organically. So if you feel the crowd going, go for it. Like if you feel like if I say now, go for it. We go listen from this crowd, and that worked really well. And he even said stuff like during my House of Fire, I always do the two jabs and then the Dusty Rhodes elbow as well. And he said to me like, if the crowd wants more, give them more. So if you start doing the jabs and they're going wild for it, keep those jabs and that sort of stuff. And that's what I got to learn from like, oh, actually, don't think like get off the routine and start just listening. It doesn't matter how many numbers you do it. Just think what the crowd is like. getting live for now, you know, and that's what I've learned. And I think that was a really good. Uh, uh,
Just reading off the
le-
crap.
Lesson, just a good lesson I learned from doing it. So yeah, and then the final one, I think that was the newest thing about me since we last chat is that I got a match in October. I got two matches in later this month. One is for Newforce. So I mean, a tag team match. This could be me and a guy named Ryan Brooks. We're called the Circus, and we're facing Richie Delight and Mad Max Murray. And it's like a mentor and protege versus mentor and protege in this
Okay,
somehow. So it's quite a cool storyline, and we
that's
do a
cool.
tag team match, and it's gonna be good fun. I hope.
I like
The
the name of
next,
your tag team,
well, Circus.
the
That's
Circus. That's a really cool
yeah.
name. It
Thank
fits
you.
you perfectly.
Oh, indeed, yeah, that's fine.
Is the other guy involved in that
Yeah,
aspect?
he's like the daredevil. He is. That's the
Okay.
nickname we're giving him. It's the daredevil. Because like in the circus, you'll have like, the acrobats. You know, the
Yeah.
gymnasts. The guy who goes in the cannon. He's there, or he's the daredevil. So that's the
Okay.
idea. And yeah, Ryan. He's a young lad. He's he's really cool. Like the moves he does as well. Like he does a springboard splash, and there's a photo of him doing it, and it's just like the best photo ever. Like it's like mid action, and it's just so cool. It is. So yeah. Um, so we've got that match on the 25th of October at Ivor Village Hall. But the next show in the day after on Sunday the 26th with Talk with Dogs, I'm facing RJ Singh, who is he's pretty much like a UK veteran. He is like he's been doing it for years. He has Rest for Progress. That's yeah, Progress and Rest Pro, I think. But yeah, he also had a experience with TNA boot camp as well. Like he did that as well at the time. So
What is
he's a
TNA
vet.
Boot Camp?
Oh, you know when TNA were doing they were doing like the UK boot camp. They were trying to find out the next British wrestlers.
Oh
They were. It was
wow.
the whole yeah.
Okay.
That was the time it was like 10 years ago or something. I remember watching it.
So I remember WWE used to have like tough enough competitions,
Yeah,
and that was how they would find new wrestlers. Was the tough enough competitions?
TNA did something quite similar with that, but with
Okay.
in the UK they call it UK boot camp, and it was a bit like a reality TV show. I remembered, but it was a way to get some of the British stars. Um, more recognised internationally. And TNA
Okay.
did that. But RJ Singh is a veteran, he's been doing it for years in the UK, and we had to do a podcast between me and him for Talk of Dogs. That's how they announce matches. And because I'm the bad guy in this one, I try to do. I think I watched the Joker a few
Hmm.
days ago, and with the one with Joaquin Phoenix, I thought maybe we could do something similar to this, like because we didn't have much of a storyline to begin with. 'Cause it was originally supposed to be a tag team match, but both our tag team partners couldn't make it because one got injured and one got booked somewhere else, and both we couldn't like. It's just like oh, we're gonna have a singles match, and I thought great, that's awesome. Like, I'm gonna face RJ. Singles match was great. But it was like, what could we add more to this? Was great. But it was like, what could we add more to this? And we thought, what if Mr. Dexter gone crazy? And he's mad. He, the idea in the last show he was disrespected. He was mistreated. So maybe he's now losing it. He is now, and like he's more angrier than ever. So maybe we should do something like that. And they were all for it. They thought it was a good idea, and it is like the idea that I'm going mad. So these are like some exciting moments that's happening this month actually. So cool, cool indeed. Yes.
Awesome. Wow. So sounds like an exciting match you have coming up.
Yeah.
And so what about the guys that you're facing? What's unique about them?
I think that RJ like is he's like UK veteran and I guess like because of that it's just a great opportunity to work with someone with that caliber. It is. I think that's the main thing I'm looking forward to the most with that. Regarding like working with like Richie and Mad Max, Murray from the tag team match, like I faced I faced like Richie a couple of times and I faced Matt Murray. We do like trainee academy shows. So like before trainee shows we can practice on and work with him. And he's also a big character as well. So we can get loads of things across from this. And I think we've got some good ideas coming. And plus also it's a Halloween show as well. So the idea that we're going to do some costume relation in our characters as well. So I think that's going to be quite exciting as well.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I think that's the thing I'm looking forward to those matches. Like the tag team watch could be good fun because again we're all big characters, which could be fun. But I think the main one, which is the RJ, is just the fact that it's a great opportunity to work with someone who with that veteran ability at the end. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah, that'll be
great.
huge.
Mhm.
So you were saying, were you saying it's a Halloween show, the next one?
Yeah, it's around about the 25th of October. So the idea that people can dress up really,
So
there's no name for it. They're just like it's
what how is that gonna differ for you? Like, are you gonna, because I mean, wrestlers are already playing characters essentially, right? So
really yeah.
what, I mean, how, are
How
you
could
gonna
Mr.
be a
Dexter
character
dress
playing
up?
another character?
I don't know, actually. That's actually a good point. I don't. I try to think how would Mr. Dexter react to Halloween, and what would he dress up as? Really, I couldn't think of, like. But obviously, you're going to work with someone that's works with Ryan as well, like Ryan Brooks. Like, it's good that we have the same similar Halloween
Hmm,
costume or something, you know.
right.
Um, that isn't. We might think of something and go from there. I
What
think.
about the Joker? You were just talking about that before.
True, but
What,
it's the
you
idea
know?
that I'm a big in that company though. Big face. I am like
Hmm.
I'm a very big face
Oh, right, right,
in
right.
that, and it's a
Because you're
family
not a
friendly
heel.
show as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, it probably wouldn't work as much. But I don't know. Maybe he
So
could
you
be
have a
Batman.
top
I
hat
could
and a
be.
cane. What about Willy Wonka?
Oh, that could work. Yeah, that could work indeed. But again, it's like who would Ryan dress up as as well? So we need to
Oh,
figure out. That's the hard part now. Is with the
yeah,
tag team situation. But we'll come to it later. I don't want
yeah.
to like
You got time.
makes any promises or anything. But like, yeah, we think of something later on that one. But
For sure.
cool.
But no,
Yeah.
that's a unique idea.
Mm.
I didn't even really think of that as for wrestlers dressing up for Halloween. Um,
No, I mean, I think it's mainly for the entrances and stuff. I guess, like to make it a bit more
right,
different. Yeah, I mean, for
right.
example, I did one Halloween show in Essex, and there's this one wrestler. He decided to dress up as Sting for Halloween for it, and it was like, I think the announcers made so much more out of it, and that sort of stuff, which was always good fun. But yeah, some wrestlers do that. They just like to dress up for the occasion. They would. So cool, cool. Yeah. I think we were talking about like matches before, weren't
Right,
we?
right.
Yeah.
So, did you have more favorite matches that you wanted to
Yes.
share?
I. So we were thinking about this. So this is why I thought we could do a number two. Because thirdly, you've been very supportive, like
Mhm.
the things you've been sharing and liking my stuff, and I thought like be good to do this again, and
Of
support you,
course.
and and collaborate with one, and even like you said, I think I'm the first person to do
Yeah,
this
you're the
twice
first
now.
person to do
So
it twice. It was
beat
going to
everyone to
be
it.
somebody else, but then the
Uh,
connection wasn't working, and
um,
I ended up telling him we need to redo the episode,
Fine,
and and then we just never redid it. So,
fine.
um, yeah, so you ended up beating him to it, and
Uh,
so you're the first person to be on the show twice.
yeah, amazing, cool.
So,
And hope for many more if we get to do
yeah.
many more. But yeah, I was thinking like I know you're trying to make these top 10 stuff, so I was thinking, okay, can I put these all down to top 10 matches? And it was quite
Okay.
hard. And I had to make. I first want to say some honorable mentions because like these because there's some people I do love working with, or I love working one day again. So there's a couple of people I put down. Firstly is this guy named Gary Cannon, who is probably one of the biggest heels at New Force Wrestling, and he's really good. Like his gimmick is the $1 million Man. He is, and he's currently now New Force Wrestling Dynamic Champion as well, and he's worked really hard. He's really good. But every time we have a match together, whether it's on the main show for New Force Wrestling or on the trainee shows, because we're both big characters, we have so much fun. We have, and it's always good fun working with him as well. And he's a really good seller as well. Like I did, there's one bit where for a laugh, because his tires were falling down. I just gave him like a big, huge Reggie and that sort of stuff, and he sold it. Like he sold the pain out of it so well, and very cartoony. It was brilliant. So like, I love facing Gary Callan. I think, um, Yeah, that's one that honorable mention. Another one, a guy named Benji. So I think on the last podcast I mentioned that me and Real to Real faced Benji worldwide tag
Yep.
team at HEW. I never faced Benji in a singles match on the main show. We always do it in training style, but he's so fun to work with, and he's a really cool guy. In general, really. So I'm hoping one day we do cross paths, maybe a singles match. But I think at the moment, like, he's so cool to work with. So, and again, very good guy. Great guy. And the next one is a guy named Razor, who I've faced multiple times in other shows. And again, he's just one of those really nice guys. He's a big dude as well. He just like choke slams and stuff. But he's just a very respectable, nice guy to work with. And he's always really good fun to work with too, as well. Yeah, I think that's one reason why I like working with him too. But so I found a top 10 list. There's no particular order, but I thought I'd go through why I love these matches or why I think these matches stand out to me.
Okay, and those
So
ones were just honorable mentions.
these are just honorable mentions because I just
Got it.
felt bad making
All right.
this list and that sort of stuff. And I thought, oh, I can go on for ages. Like, I think we talked this before. Like, I
Mm,
can literally go on for a long time, going through my whole career about which matches are which and why these are my favorite. But these ones, like for me, stand out the most. So I'll start with this one, which is, but it's because I mentioned his name before. It's Will Toil. So me and him were tag team once, but at New Force, we're not really a tag team, and it was only in other places we were tag teaming. But in New Force, we faced each other like for one, 1v1, and it was for the Dynamic Championship when Will was champion. And the thing that stand out for me is that we started to. So Will does great promos, and he does very cinematic promos as well. Like he's walking through a field and he's narrating in the background, and there's music, like Green Day music especially. But there's so much cinematic to it. It's so good fun as well. And I thought, what if Mr. Dexter invaded this world? What would he do? And we just had this really good we talked it out. We say, okay, who says what in this situation? Because we're both good guys. We're not going to hit each other. It's just, oh, I see you in the ring. I see you there. And that sort of stuff, situation. And it was just one of those that it just went well, that stuff. And then when we did the match, we agreed that, like, we can't do, like, dirty moves. It makes no sense at all. We're
right,
both good
because you're
guys.
both good guys. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And the only way it would work is that because he's champion, I'm going to be the um, doing the heat. In other words, I'll be like in the bad guy situation.
Mm,
And the idea is that
okay.
I'm trying to get the championship back. I'm trying to win the championship. I am.
Right.
And showing Will is a fighting champion. And that was the way we were showing it. So, like, we didn't fight outside the ring, everything was kept inside. It was like counter to counter. Like, it was stalemate to begin with. We were able to throw some good moves in. We did a superplex as well to end the match, and then to end before the end of the match as well. So we got the crowd into it. And it was just one of those, like, again, like something that we enjoyed doing, and it worked really well. So it's. Yeah, it was quite hard one as well when you're both good guys. And I never saw it before, especially for a New Force Wrestling Club, when people actually booed me. And I was there going like, oh no, like it's just because he's such a good like he's literally over the crowd. Once the music plays and you get the crowd dancing and singing, everyone joins in. Recommend seeing this Fudgica. It's brilliant that you can get a crowd like that involved. And yeah, it's just weird that when I was beating him, people didn't like that. And I was there going like, but I want to win the belt. I was champion before, and people didn't like it for some reason. So it was very odd. But then we hooked it out at the end. We showed we were both fine and that sort of stuff. It is what it is. And again, that's the reason why it's on my list. It is.
Okay.
Um, Next one. Sorry, there's gonna be a lot of me just talking and that sort of
No,
stuff.
this
But
is great.
if you
This
just
is
throw any
great because
questions
this will
in, let
all
me
be
know.
put into clips, and then we'll be able to tag all of your people that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So um, no, this is beautiful. This is perfect. This is
Awesome.
and especially the top 10 idea. I think
Yeah.
that's going to be something I can, get other guests to do as well.
Yeah.
Give me your top 10 favorite matches that you've had or
Yeah.
whatever, top 10 favorite memories. I
Cool.
think that's a very good concept I'm going to start implementing.
Nice, awesome. Cool. So I'm just going through the list. Another one which happened quite recently is It was at Neutral Wrestling. It was me versus Max Gaines versus Jimmy V. Um, I put this one down because I have faced Jimmy V quite a few times, and again, like Jimmy V is again a big counter. He's the Blue Steel. He's the Zoolander character, and he's such a fun heel. Yes, and again, we're both good characters. We faced him a couple of times, and they're really good fun matches. And that will probably be my honorable mention. But this triple threat match. So originally, it was supposed to be me and Jimmy for the first time, but there was some changes with the NFW title match in which they decided making a triple threat match. So it was me, Max Gaines as champion versus Jimmy V. Reason why it stand out, it was the first main event for Stanwell, so the first main event in the new venue as well, and kind of made it serious as well. Like it's me trying to win the big belt, and like Jimmy V has also faced for the big championship. Excuse me, for the big championship as well. So he wants to capture it. And he wants to beat Max finally. That's and again, it's just one of those. We put move to move, counter by counter. It worked. The crowd were into it, and then ended with me and Max doing like the Shawn Michael Ric Flair "Sorry I Love You" spot, in which I just hit him like I just slapped his chest, and it erupted the crowd like it was really big. And then Max just hits me, picks me up with the F5, and then that was it. Stuff like that. It was again like a good. I thought it was a good main event. That we worked well. We got, and the thing that worked well, so we got what we wanted in. There was no messing up. We got the moves in. It might look clunky some places, but we got what we want to get out there. And there was some good spots as well. Like I remember Max holding up with a stalling suplex, and then Jimmy did a crossbody onto me, so we both went down. Crowd liked that spot. Max picked us both up for the F5, so he literally lifted us both up,
Oh
walked,
wow.
but he didn't lift it. Jimmy got down. He
Yeah.
he chop blocked him. I hit my code red onto Max game, but then Jimmy V kicked me out. Oh, actually, no, he used blood to counter the stop the pin. He did. He used his hips. He does, but he used his hip to stop the pin, and then he hit his finisher on me, and then Max hit his finisher on Jimmy, but Jimmy went out the ring, and that's led to the end of the match. And it's just one of those going like, it felt good, at the end. It just felt really good. And we learned a lot as well from that match. We got some good feedback, but it just felt just a wow moment, just like we did it moment. Um, cool. My eighth one is more personal as well. Okay, it's actually my first ever match I did in front of an audience, which is when I faced Judas Sexton. It was the
Okay.
first match ever in front of New Force Wrestling's main show. The storyline was that I was Judas now took over the academy. He's now the biggest villain. He's took over the academy, but unlike I said no, I'm not standing for your bullying, and then Judas said like you go face me in the ring, and it was just a good match. And the shame part was only half the match got filmed, and it was the first half, so I never got to see the ending of it. But I do remember the ending we came up with though, and I said because he did the pedigree followed by he also does a punch kick, the Randy Orton kick, he does, and he did the pedigree on me, and I said to him, "Go like, because you really hate me, what if you pick me back up and finish the job?" And he thought like that could work, and then like he hit the pedigree, says no, and then like I'm just crawling, and then he goes back with the punt kick, and then he just put his foot on me, and then that was it. And it was just one of those. It was good because my friends and family were there. They got to see me wrestle for the first time. It was just one of those moments that just felt good, and you never forget your first as well. But to be honest, my first ever match was against Richie. It was in a trainee show, and again, like I learned a lot from there, and like timings and like just having good fun as well. Because yeah, but the success from that trainee show led on to the next main show, which was me versus Judas, and going from there, and then it all began really. So yeah, that's why it's on my list, facing Judas Sexton, and I faced him multiple times as well, and they're always good fun. They have been like we done like loads of wrestle party shows, and he's like a top heel, like he's a biker gimmick, and like people just hate him. And, people just hate him when he's a good heel worker. And then when I come out, I'm the complete opposite. I'm colourful, I'm bright, and that sort of stuff. And people love that character. So every time we work, it's always been good fun. has been. There's only one time though, me and him switched roles when I was the bad guy and he was the good guy. It was a show in Essex, and we made a joke that it was the first time ever doing that, and it led to a trophy match with me versus him versus Razor, and it was just again one of those matches that firstly I was glad I was able to do it because I had to remember so much from it, but it just worked really nicely. You can find that on YouTube actually of it happening, and it was again just one of those really cool matches that I just love. That's hey, any questions by the way, or was this all sounding
This is
great at the
great.
moment? All good.
So
Hmm.
that um, so that was number 8 on the list, right? Or number 7.
Number eight. I mean, there's no
Number 8.
particular order, but these are just like the
Just
list,
kind of as
going
they
down
came to
list
mind.
as they came to my mind. Yeah, that
Okay,
sort of stuff. Um,
gotcha.
yeah. So the next one, which we actually just spoke about, was the one in exposure.
Yep.
Me and 2K versus Aaron and Steele and Ryan, and it's just because like one of those like I think that whole weekend was memorable for me because I was able to do what I wanted to do out of it. So that's the reason why it was memorable. But that tag team match though was just so good fun. Like Aaron, he wanted to be more like fun because the crowd, he's a big face, and he wanted to be more fun with the crowd. So what he decided to do, you know, the Richie Swan where you do like that, where he does that, a bit like a
Yep.
lucha. Before I go for Tef Strength. And then we're going for a test of strength. And then we start like mirroring each other doing that. And then we start dancing. And then 12, I went, yeah. And then he punched me in the face. And I'm there going like, not many wrestlers who suggest that idea with the fact that he knew my character and he wanted to do stuff like that. It's always good fun. And then able to do stuff that I learned from the seminar. It was really good fun learning from that as well. Uh, um yeah, that was
All
it
right.
really. So yeah, it was again. This is one of those. I think also I got to wrestle in Wales and that sort of stuff. You know, into another country. So like that
Yeah.
was really good fun doing that as well. Um, yeah, and like I said, that venue is really good. Like it's just big. It's like a nightclub. It's like
Okay.
when a concert band venue. So like you come on onto a stage to do your entrance, and you go down to the ring. It's like what everyone wants. It's like I've done loads of halls and stuff, but to do that sort of venue is so much good fun. It is, but
Was
yeah,
it a big place?
it is a quite big place. Yeah, it is. But yeah, it's just one of those. And again, the promoter is really lovely as well. So I enjoy wrestling on that one. He's really cool dude as well. And he had a really good, like he knew the story as well. He was telling them the story, what's going on, and like why did. And he even said to me like, I want to make sure that you're serious at the end. Like, don't be fun and loving, be fun and loving in the beginning, but when it comes to this part, be serious. I went, okay, gotcha, and I had to play that in mind, and it worked really well. He was very happy with it. He was really happy what I've done too. There was people that were, but like I said, like we had really good feedback that apparently. Um, the crowd loved what me and 2K did, and 2K is really cool dude. Like he's a good crowd worker. Like he knew that's what to do. But yeah, it's just one of those really cool moments. It wasn't cool matches. I think the next one that I mentioned, we have talked about this, and
Yep.
it's a guy against his name's Damien, and I said like
Okay.
he's a big monster. He is,
Yep.
and it was on
I
a new
think I
force
compared him to
wrestling.
Lesnar, right?
He did, yeah. And I
Yeah.
said you just search him because he's not really well. He's
Okay.
big dude, but it's not like mixed martial art Lesnar. But he's like more. He's a monster. He is. Damien is, and um, the thing is that like the character itself, like um, well, the guy who made the character, Brett Meadows, he's got multiple characters. So you got Brett Meadows, the Devil's Playboy part. You got the Damien character, and he's even got Hawaiian Damien now, which is Damien in like a Hawaiian gear with a pineapple. And the
Okay.
things he's done on it, it is so funny, it's so good as well. And everyone has made joke. Well, I know Benji, for example, had made suggestion on the next gimmick Damien or like next version of Damien, but the original Damien, the demon though, big
Okay.
monster,
So
big
Damien.
monster. Yeah, demon, Damien, Damien, the demon. Um, but I had a match against him at New Force Wrestling. It was like the anniversary show as well. And then we were the first half of the main event, and it was really good working with him. Like, had some ideas, and he put it together. Brett put them together, and the matches went really well. And the only thing that was bad, my tights was falling down, so you could just see my pants like just about. And every time I was slipping, I'm there going like, "Oh no, I wish I'd tightened my tights up now." That was the only thing I'm so like annoyed with because everything else went really well. I even jumped off the piano. That's how much happened in that match because
Off a piano.
I
Where'd the
thought
piano come from?
so. So the piano is one of those big wooden ones, not like the thin ones, like the bulky one it was, and it's like in the corner of the room, and it's not next to the stage, as in like the stage where we come down from, and because the orgies have the stage bit, I can't jump off the stage, and we went like, "Do you think the piano's safe?" So I literally just stepped on it, and then jumped off it, and went like, "Yeah, okay, cool, we could do something there." And I thought, anniversary show, bit of fun, let's do something nice, do something interesting. And I also realised no one else has done it. So it's like, might as well do something different. And yeah, it was throw that in, we did. What was another good spot? Oh, the next spot where after that moment, I go onto the apron of the ring and I jump for a crossbody, and Damien catches me and he lifts me for a suplex. He holds me stalling and then he hits me back onto the apron, and it like I slammed down, and it was fine. No, the spot is fine and that sort of stuff, but the crowd went, "Oh my god," and that sort of stuff. Like they thought I was dead, and that's
Oh wow.
well, it's all safe. It was really, it's all
Yeah.
fine. But the
Yeah,
crowd
but you really
reaction
were able
to
to
it,
sell it. You were able
yeah,
to sell the
exactly.
move. Yeah.
Exactly. But the thing is, when they saw me stalling, he had to walk to it. So I'm there going like, if he misses, I'm gonna hit the floor. But I can trust Brett, like I can trust Brett what he's doing. Like he's again professional, done it for years. I know he can hold me for that long and then just slam me where I need to be. And it was all fine. It was. And then um again, like we also I learned like again like organic hope spots. Like for example, he chopped me, and every time I get hit, I sometimes like to like when the boxers always hold on to people like so they won't get hit. I do something like that, but play almost like a dead. Like I'm almost like lost my breath or something, and I always hold on. And also I do it because like if they can tell me what's next as well. But then what he did, he
Okay.
hold me and then he hold my hand. He went like showtime, showtime, and they called for me to start fighting back. And it's like it's a different organic hope spot. And again, like I like broke out of it. I started punching. I ran the ropes, and then he just clotheslined me. He did. And again, just learning that organicness as well to it worked really well. Um, and then later on the match, he hit me with a fall away slam. He did. And I was selling for quite a bit. And the crowd started chanting, "You still suck" at him. They were. But it kind of died down. It didn't pick up, and I heard it, and I went, "Oh, okay." And I thought, "What if I do this?" And as soon as he turned around, I just started pointing. I'm going, "You still suck. You still suck," and like almost like I'm still. It's almost still showing I'm fighting still. Like I'm
Yeah.
fighting by just not fighting with punching, but I'm fighting like saying like. You got nothing on me, man. Like I'm still going. You still suck, but the crowd loved it. The crowd like they
Probably
actually
hyped
thought
him up more.
it did. They found it funny, but
Mm.
then they carried on chanting. They're telling you still suck, and then Damon started hitting me, slapping me, chopping me, slapping me, and that's a bit again like you can say like that's another like organic hope spot. It's just getting the crowd back in, and the crowd work as well. Like it just got them back in a bit more, and I really hate dead silences in crowds. To be honest, really, that's so like if you don't hear anything. Keep going, that's like
Mm.
keep get them back in, as much as you can. Like get them, that's the thing you need to do. I think we talked about this before, like adapt to the crowd. And it's one of
Right.
those. That's a bit of crowd work. You got to like know your audiences and go with it. But yeah, and again, it's just one of those matches where I will watch that match many times because it's always fun. I always find it fun to watch. It is, and it's yeah, it was just a really good match. I was just again, I think we're both really happy with it. I think we both think we stole the show. Like it was again such a good match. Besides the main event, that show was really good. I just in my head is going like. yeah, it just worked really well. And again, I just like matches that worked really well. Like there's no mess ups or there's no going, oh, I wish I did this better. Like I said, the only mess up was that my tights were a bit down, really. But it's just one of those I was really happy that going like this worked really well. And me and Damon went every time we did like a Royal Rumble, started the Royal Rumble, and the beginning of our match there, we did the beginning on there as well. So like we got like a routine now we have, which is always good fun. But yeah, it's just one of those that works really well. And there's a one spot where I always do this whole thing like when people run the ropes, I go stop and I shout catch me, and in which they hold me like this. So I'm like there, like holding on, and then like I give a snug headlock takedown as well. But because Dane is such a big guy, he just dropped me. He did, and the crowd just reacted to that as well because like they've seen me do it before. They've seen me go like catch me, and then the crowd went, "Way, that's fun!" And then they saw me get slammed down. Like it's just one of those like it's like the teasing us,
Mm.
because they know what's going to come next, and they know that it's a funny joke as well. They find it hilarious because not many wrestlers do that at all. I don't think there's not a lot of wrestlers do that sort of move as well. So they see that sort of like uniqueness as well. But again, this is again facing Damien is one of my favorite matches.
Sounds kind of like
Um,
using misdirection as well,
it
because you
is.
get the crowd thinking one thing and then you do the other.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to do the I've learned this as well. Like, you don't want like you want to do your thing moves. Like for example, like I do like the party arm drag, which is an old school into an arm drag. That sort of thing. Stop, catch me, Or I got the world greatest axe handle as well, so I do an axe handle as well. Like you got those moments that people recognize. It's like the whole thing, like the Rock. He does the rock bottom, the people's elbows. You got those to recognize. But the thing is, though. You don't want to do them all the time in the same place because they're now seeing the same thing over again. So sometimes you might need to tease them, like you try to do it, but then it fails, but then you do it later, for example. So that's when you like they get to see it, but not at the
Mhm.
right time.
Right.
So I've learned that as well because in my early days I was always doing the same things over and over again. But I'm trying to now think, okay, when could I throw this later or throw this now? Like, can I do this differently? And that's something I'd learned as well. Cool. So we're halfway through the list. Is there any more questions so far, or they've all been
No,
like
this is good. This is good.
cool?
So what's number 5 on the list?
So we've talked about this match before, and it's when I faced Braun at HEW, and he's this Norwegian wrestler. He's a like if you watch the video on YouTube, I will send these links to you so you can watch them as well.
All right.
Especially the one at HEW is because they're all on YouTube as well, so I'll send you those links. Um, the with the Braun match, so it started with that on the show prior, which was in December. I did a Royal Rumble. It was a Christmas Rumble. It was, and it was my first time there. And apparently, I was told from my coach, who was always on the show, Richie. He said Sammy, the promoter, liked what I did, and I stand out because I was the only wrestler that was wearing yellow and red. Really, everyone was wearing different colours, but wearing yellow stands out, and I think you did as well. It was funny and stuff. It worked really well. And I was supposed to face Will Turrell because Will did a good job as well. He did. And we were supposed to do a match in which Braun then later on beat us down. And like the idea that he was a big monster. So it was like a no contest match at the end. Unfortunately, Will got injured a few days prior to the show. So he couldn't do it. He did. But so I've been told it's going to be a squash match between me and Braun. And Braun is a big guy, and we talked about this before, didn't we? That his finish was a power bomb. So
Oh,
the
okay.
prior to the
Yeah, and you had to
show,
protect your head, right?
I had to check my head. So I was going, okay, I need to learn how to take the power bomb. And again, he liked the idea that I learned to do that so that he can do his moves because you want to work together. Um, so I learned to do that, and yeah, and again, this was one of the matches where like again everything went to plan. It did, and like again, I learned like how to do a good squash match, like how to fight back, and
What do you mean by squash match
oh,
exactly?
quick matches. quick
Quick
matches. So
matches.
squash
Okay.
matches are like uh, you know when it's remember Vladimir Kozlov when he was starting in wrestling in UK in WWE? Or
I
okay,
don't.
so squash matches. Let's say Great Khali comes into WWE, he beating all the little guys, and
Hmm.
then he face off the big guys. He does. That's a squash match. It only lasts for like 3 minutes, in which the smaller guy is probably not getting a lot of
Okay.
offense in at all. And the only offense that got onto Braun was a couple of hits and a head scissors. Everything else, though, he pretty much reverted. Like I went for my partner off drag, I did the old school walk. He catches me into a spine buster and then slams me down.
Okay, so it's
And
to
then
make them look stronger, essentially.
exactly, yeah, it
Okay.
made him bigger, yeah, and it did. It made him a beast, and in which the crowd started chanting, "Dexter's dead." Really, so
Oh,
yeah, so like
wow.
it was achieved, and the match went really well. In which, because of that, I kept going to the HW seminars on Saturday, and then we also did the show. Oh, was that Sundays? Um, go to HEW on the shows, and then so yeah, what's Saturdays? Yeah, excuse me, did the training seminars, and then we did the show in the evening. And because of that, Sammy liked what I did, and I was able to be there until the very last show as well. In which last show, it was me, David Blackadder, and Jimmy V versus Brett Meadows because he was part with he's a tag team with Sammy as the Devil's Playboys. So it was him, Brett Meadows' son Logan, and this guy named Kid Rock who was literally about 16. Um, and it was like the six-man talent. So it was like the Devil's Playboys versus Psycho Circus because Sammy loved what we did, and again that was a very fun six-man tag team that we did. So it's one of those that I always think that moment for me, that match is special because it's that stands me out, and again it was a good match, in which then later on we carried on, and I carried on till the end. It did, but yeah, that's why it's on my list. Is that one?
Okay. I like it.
Uh, Thank you. This one is also on my list because um, I was facing a guy named Rodriguez, is from Portugal as well. And the reason why it's on the list is because it's the first match I ever did outside the UK. It was. So I've done England, I've done Wales, and it was the first match outside the UK. I was doing Portugal, and it was a singles match against him. And it was just one of those moments I would never forget. Really. Firstly, wrestling in Portugal, and again, he's a really cool dude as well. Working with him, like he knew his character, and he was quite. He only did. I found out that he only did like. He's still like a year's worth like wrestling, so he was quite like green. He was, but he knew his character, which I thought was great. Like he knew how to react to stuff. So I thought that was really good because most people at that level never think so. I never thought about it, really, how to react as my character. If I'm getting hit, like I never really thought that early on. It did, but like he caught it up really fast. He did, which was really cool. And he again, he loved. Like I said, all these comedic spots, and he liked these ideas, and we went with them as well. Like the whole stop and catch me, we did it, and then it went to headlock takedown. It was good fun. The only thing that I realized, I never spoke Portugal. Like he spoke English, so we were able to talk through our match. But the crowd, though, I couldn't think of any Portuguese phrases. And then I felt really bad, so I had to do loads of um, like clapping and getting the crowd on with and that sort of stuff. And only a few English moments like "Stop Catch Me" or the Party, really. Because I told keep doing those stuff because people will say it that they
And they'll
will
catch
learn the
on.
phrase. They catch on, yeah. But I felt a bit bad not learning any Portuguese at all during that time. But I hope to do it again. Really, I hope to do another show in Portugal. It'd be really good fun going there as well. But
Okay.
that's the reason why it's on my list is because it was in Portugal. It was outside the UK. It was.
So aside from like the language barrier, it
Mhm.
probably is a little bit different style of wrestling in
Uh,
Portugal than the UK. I would imagine, right?
somewhat, but uh, in our match, not really at all. Really, like it was a quite standard match. Like I guess, like um, technicals, like you need everything like in the UK, we're very big on our tech. We are. really. But that's again, I mean, for some of the wrestlers are big on like the best luck, the World of Sports styles, I guess. But for me and Rodriguez, it's like it was pretty much a standard match. It was a crowd. It was pretty much like get the crowd back in because the match prior was a 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. So these people saw like loads of big moves already they have, and we just said like, let's just get the crowd back in. Let's uh, let's get our moves we want to cross in. Let's tell the story. I'm the comedic one, but you want to be a serious wrestler. Like let's just get that in. And it worked really well. We had good fun. The weird part was I came out first in my entrance. So when I came out, I was going like, "Way!" No one responded. Like I was there going like, "Oh, do they know I'm a good guy here?" And that sort of stuff. And I go around and like, people didn't react to me until pretty much when the match started. They were like, "Oh, I'm facing Rodriguez. I'm facing one of their big heels." And they go like, "Okay, we know who the boom cheer in this case."
Okay, so they didn't know that they were supposed to like you until they saw your opponent.
They didn't know who I was really at all, so they had no
Mm.
idea who I was, and I was going like, "Yay!" and I got nothing. I was there going, "Oh no, this is
Oh,
really
that
bad."
must have been tough.
It was tough, but then the crowd got into like again. I'll send you the some clips on that, but you can see as soon as I started doing my stuff, the crowd got into it. The crowd started realizing the comedic stuff as well. Like as soon as I did the stop catch me, I had a
Hmm.
laughter. The crowd loved it and that sort of stuff. And when I was on do the party walk as well, people were like oh, and then I did and that sort of stuff. So it got some time in, but then they realized it and that sort of stuff really. So. Again, that's the reason it was on my list because, yeah, it's just because I was able to wrestle the first time in outside the UK, and I hope it's not the last as well to do so. Right, this one here is quite important one, and it might lead on to some news later on. So,
Hmm.
this match, I think we told this before, is me and David Blackadder versus old school Paul and AJ Slambino. I think I might have mentioned
I
those
think
names.
so. The names sound familiar.
So, so there was the show at Talk of Storks. It was the last show we did there, and we were the main event. It was a tag team match. So the storyline is that this is the backstage story. Uh, this was Paul's first match ever. Paul and AJ are big TikTokers, but AJ has been wrestling for years and years. He's been doing it since the early 2000s. He's a veteran, he is. But Paul is not, and he's only been training for about a year or so. And he's a really great guy. But in that stage, he probably wasn't. Well, at that stage, he's probably needed more training he does before he could be that sort of level. But so then me and David came in. We trained with Paul, so we knew his limitation. It's more of a safety reason as well, because if he was facing anyone, they probably didn't know, you know, what Paul limits are, and he could get himself hurt. So that's why we were there to make sure that, firstly, he knows what he's doing, he's safe, and we can make him good. We can
Mm.
make him like main eventer. We
Right,
can,
right.
that was the reason why we were, and I always thank Paul for this because if it wasn't for him, doing it, I would never have this opportunity. And now, because of that, I'm now facing RJ Singh in the next show. Things
Yeah.
happen for a reason. So I always thank Paul, for giving me this opportunity to be on that show, and also meet AJ. AJ is such a fun guy. He is. He's such a great guy to like talk to as well, and he's very supportive. He's always like yourself, liking and sharing stuff as well. And again, because of that, um, he has helped me go myself a license to wrestle in the US. And
Nice.
the plan is that I will be hoping to wrestle with in South Carolina as well. So yeah, it's just one of those um, moments it is. So my fingers crossed, all goes to plan, and that sort of stuff. But that's so far what's happened. And yeah, so AJ's helped me on that bit as well. Um,
When are
uh,
you wrestling in North Carolina?
the aim is to the end of this December. It is. So I've
Okay.
got the license stuff. We just need to figure out the booking and stuff. But
Gotcha. So you
uh,
might get to see some snow while you're here.
I've been told it's very cold. That sort of
Yeah,
stuff
it
like
can
that.
be in
It
in
can
uh,
be.
December for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we see what happens and that sort of
Yeah,
stuff. But
yeah.
it's beside that, um, I don't want to jinx it. Like I know I said it, and now I'm thinking, oh my god, if I jinx this now and that sort of stuff, this is going to be a problem. Um, but um, again, I just mean AJ has really been good fun as well. So that's a bit I always, always liked about. But this match alone, we had the match planned, but then we realised during the day there was another tag team match, and they did something similar to us. They started very slowly and started building up, building up, building up. And because we did a promo before the show, before during the show, that me and David got to slam the owners because we didn't get what we wanted and we were being mistreated. AJ said, like, we need to change the style of the match because they're always seeing this. We need to think of something else. And I went, oh God, yeah. And I just went, why don't we just brawl like before the bell rings? So as soon as you guys go in the ring, me and Dave would just attack you, and then we just brawl outside, be like a street fight. And then once we get back in, the match starts. And he just went like, that's it. That sort of stuff. That's what we're going to do. And again, it was just from working with AJ. It was me and him, and he literally picked up my top pad and like whacked me on the head with it and that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's just one of those moments again, like we just knew what to do. And then we scrapped the beginning, and then we went to the tag team stuff to make the shine, and then yeah, it just worked. And then the crowd erupted the finish. Like we did a few moves. I hit my accent on Paul. He did a big kick out. He did, and I was there going, "No, no, I'm being screwed over here." Me and David started getting the referees who were like special guest referees, and we were there going like, "It's your fault, your fault. This, what are you doing? We're pushing and shoving." And then they gave a Stone Cold Stunner. They did, and then we got knocked out, and then Paul and AJ both hit us with the Impaler DDTs, and ended there, and the crowd were erupted. And it's just one
Okay,
of them.
that's their
It's one
finishing
of
move.
those. Yeah, the finishing move, yeah, and
Okay,
again, it's just one of those. It just worked really well. We're really happy with it at the end,
nice.
and yeah, it's just again wasn't for that match, all these other stuff would have happened. That's why it's always close to my heart. Um, so
Because it
yeah,
brought
that's
all
why
the other opportunities.
exactly. Like if it wasn't for this, I would have never met AJ. I probably would never had the match with RJ Sin. You know, um, and I got now working, now wrestling Talk with Dogs and doing the podcast
Yeah,
there as well. So if it wasn't for that, this would never happen. So those will never happen. So yeah, and yeah, and to be honest, if the whole not be able to wrestle in South Carolina, I've still booked my flight anyway, so I probably will see AJ down in December. He's got to give me a good tour around. Like I've never tried Waffle House, and so I watched a video of Andy Bourdain, and all I can think about is the Waffle Houses and that sort of stuff now. So um, it'd be a good holiday either way.
yeah,
It's
for
pretty fun.
sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
cool. Right,
All right,
last two
last two.
ones now. Last one. So last one that's next is we mentioned this already. This one is me versus Richie Delight. Um, and again, the reason why it was good because, like I said, he was my first match as a train in the trainee academy, and then able to do that in front of a main show. I just think it's it just felt um like a story. You know what I mean? Like we have faced. It's always been like training shows or like one balls, but we've never done like a one-on-one situation, and it's just one of those um come together. And again, like I mentioned before, is that this is where I learn about organic hope spots as well, like how to fight back when you hear the crowd going for it, and it just went really well. And the crowd loved it because I remember one joke. It was a mistake we did once in a promo class, and I thought this would be funny for this main show. I called him Ricky instead of Richie, and
Okay.
the crowd responded to that. They started calling him Ricky. You know, it's not really an insult.
Hmm.
It's not an insult at all, really. It's
Did you not
just
know? his name
No,
or
I didn't know his name's Richie. And the reason why it's a joke to like inside joke because when I did the promo classes, I accidentally called him Ricky. And this was when I was starting like 6 months in or 8 months, a year or so, and it just slipped out of the tongue. It did, I had to call him Ricky. But now doing with the main show for, I'm going to call him as a joke. I will say, is it Richie or Ricky to the crowd? The crowd got into it. They started calling him Ricky. And it's just so weird. Like, it's not an insult. You're not saying he's bad. You're just misnaming him,
Mhm.
really. That's another insult, really. And then, but of course, Richie, he's a great crowd worker. He responded to this. Like, no, I'm Richie. And that sort of stuff. And the crowd was shouting Ricky and back. Um, but like, it was one of those great opening matches. I love. And to be honest, that whole Stanwell show went really well. The main event, you will love this. It was a street fight. It was a tag team street fight. It was Benji Worldwide. So it was Benji and David Davidge versus what they call Latin Dad Connection, Fiddle Powers and Stan Powers. And there was a spot where Benji hits a Hurricanrana from the top rope and Stan flipped and landed onto a table, and the crowd erupted, and we were erupted backstage, and we saw it like, oh my god, this is amazing. So you would have loved that. Like it was a great show, and it ended on that, ended on that high note with that street fight. It was so good. It was so
nice?
very good one at the end. Um, and finally, so this is a match. It's like again one of my favorite matches, and I think we have to talk about this before because this stipulation match is it was my first ever match with a stipulation. It was the dumpster match when I
Mm.
faced Andre Soares.
Yep.
Um, so we had a match a year prior to that event, where it was me and Andre for the Dynamic Championship. He was champion, I was a challenger, and I beat him in that match. I did, and it was again full of emotions for me because it was the first time winning the title, any title. So like that was amazing to see and to feel as well and to do. And then a whole year after that, he hits me with a trash can. He does, and he's got calling me trash. And I was like, okay, we're gonna end this in a dumpster match. And the this is the thing. I had the anxiety before that match, and the one anxiety I had wasn't any moves. It was simply, what if I can't get out of the dumpster? Like that was the only thing I was thinking in my head. Going like, I'm fighting. I push him off. I punch him. What if I just can't get out of it? And that's also I'm like, I'm just stuck in this dumpster. And I'm thinking, I'll just close the lid. I don't care now. That's sort of stuff. Like, would it be so awkward? That sort of stuff. But luckily, though, the dumpster was right next to the ring, so I had to both like get myself up on, and there was like layers at the bottom as well, so I could get myself out as much as can really. So I was a bit like going, oh. That was the one anxiety in my head going like, it's so stupid, but it was the one anxiety in my head just went like, what if I just can't get out? Like I just
Yeah.
go in there, then I'm
Well,
just
somebody
stuck.
would help you, I'd imagine.
I guess it, but you just don't want that, like, because it was the main event as well. So you don't want, kids like the audience think like, oh, champion just can't even get out of the bin, that sort of stuff. Like, I think you just don't want to see that. Like, you want to show you are capable of doing stuff yourself. You got that individuality. You know. So that was the one thing in my head going, that'd be awful. Yeah, that happened. But we had some really good stuff. It was also the first time I did a suicide dive through the ropes. I did it and it hit well, and I was so happy with that. And then um, I put the trash can onto Andre, and then hit the axe handle onto the trash cans. And then we ended with him on the second rope. I hit him with the dustbin, with his trash can, sorry. I put it down and then I power bombed him through the trash can. And the crowd loved that. And then throwed him in the bin and then shut the lid and it was game over. And it was just, I guess, the reason why it's in that like one of my favourite matches because it was a main event, I guess, but also like the whole storyline as well was so good what we
And then you
did.
winning was probably a good thing too.
I mean,
You didn't
I
have
don't
your
mind.
anxiety have, you didn't have to worry
I
about your
think I
anxiety.
think the whole bit like oh, okay, I can get out I can get out the dumpster. I can. Really,
Yeah,
that's the bit I can don't need to worry about now. I just need to worry about the rest of the match. But yeah, that was the one thing I was finding myself going. Yeah, it just went really well. It's one of those bits I enjoyed. And it was also when my nephew came to see me wrestle for the first time ever. And he was only like 3 years old at the time, and he loved every moment of it. Like he was shouting Dexter and that sort of stuff. So he's now getting into the wrestling spirit. He is as well, really. But
that's great.
yeah, in general, like again, like I said before, I think the bit I love about it is like it's this whole story, a whole year's worth of story that ends on this match style, and it was also the first ever dumpster match with New Force Wrestling as well. So having that sort of like opportunity um, as well. So there you have it, top 10 lists I can think of for like matches I've done, and hopefully there'll be many more. Might need to do another top 10 maybe next year or something like that, really. But
Perfect. Yeah, that
um,
sounds great. Top 10 matches of 2026, I guess. Yeah.
six year.
Oh, wow. I was
But
about to say 2025, but no,
we're in
no,
there now, yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there you have it. There's my favorite matches. I love, and that's also my other favorite match. I just couldn't really pinpoint places, and I only one they sometimes can be meaningful as well, like the reason why. But I always enjoy some of the matches. I'm sorry, I always enjoy the matches I do, and yeah, but yeah, these are like close to me. Really, all I want to go back to, and for many more, and for many more now.
and many more. Many
Yeah,
more. Awesome. Cool.
cool,
So, thank you for sharing all of that today. And we will definitely do another podcast in the future.
awesome,
And
cool.
enjoy the rest of your day.
You too, mate. And thanks again for all your support and
Of
collaboration.
course.
It's been awesome, mate. But all the
Thank you.
best, mate. Cool.
Thank you. All right.
It's fun to
I'll see you
go
later.
to a
See you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Party. It's fun to go to a party. You can dance, you can laugh, have a time. You can shine with your friends all night. You can shout, you can groove, feel alive. Everybody's got that spark inside. You can hang with your crew, let the beat lift you high. No need to be shy, let the good vibes fly. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y. They got music and lights, all your friends inside. You can dance your cares away. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y. Every letter you say brings the joy our way. So come on, don't you delay. Put your hands in the air. All your friends are there. Raise your voice and cheer. Time to party here. Yeah, you know why. We just came to P-A-R-T-Y. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y. Sing it loud, sing it strong. We've been waiting all along to celebrate tonight our way. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y. Go to a P-A-R-T-Y. It's fun to go to a P-A-R-T-Y.